Well, I'm just getting ready to start my solo adventure for the weekend. It's Friday afternoon. This afternoon's trip will be over to Dutch Harbor, which puts me in a good spot to get over to Fisher's Island for the weekend on Saturday. And then trip all the way home on Sunday. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Well, we're sailing. At 3 sails up, main of course, staysail, because that helps me tack the Genoa, and the Genoa is up as well. So pretty favorable wind. I mean, we're gonna have to beat all the way to Dutch Harbor. I don't know, looks like I'll get in there a little bit after dark maybe, we'll see. May turn on the engine later. So still a little fog out there. But, winds around 10 knots, and I don't know, we're going to get 3 or 4 or 5, I guess, depending. So, it's a good day to be out. So I'm keeping a little weather eye out on what's coming from the west. It's still staying north of me. Some thunderstorms and things like that. Looks okay. But I'm keeping an eye on it, and if it looks like it's going to be shitty, I have options, other places I can duck into, and of course I have an engine, so I don't need to sail in anything too nautical. So but things are moving along well here. I'm about, 5 knots, 5.5, 6 knots, and 12 knots of breeze, so it's progress. We're beating down the Mount Hope Bay and into the Narragansett Bay. So probably in an overabundance of caution, wind kind of died under the Mount Hope Bridge, which it kind of always does. So I turned on the engine, furled up the 2 head sails. And we'll just motor for a little bit. The wind angle's kind of bad for where we want to go right now, but it looks like it's going to switch around to something a little bit better. So, c'est la vie. We sail, we have a good time, and then the wind dies, and then we motor for a little bit. Should be getting there around 7 or 7:30 this evening. Drop my hook, Dutch Harbor, and have a little dinner. So I'm just hearing a few boomers coming out of this cell here. I checked the weather radar, and there's nothing imminently headed my direction. But there is convective activity this evening. And I might get a little bit of something at anchor later, maybe around 8 o'clock in Dutch Harbor, we'll see. So I should be safely tucked away on my 65-pound anchor, which will hold me in about anything. So should be fine. But it's ominous looking out there. I don't know if it's going to come through on the video. I shut off the engine, on a nice little reach here for a little while. The crappy weather's kind of moved off to the east. Still stayed north of us. There's more crap up there, but I'm about to head south anyway. So, I don't know. I think we're all right. Hopefully not famous last words. So, we're having a nice little sail here though, on a reach. Pretty nice. The wind picked up nicely. About 14. And as you can see, we're getting almost 6 knots over the ground. I'm not sure I'm trusting my water speed sensor right now. But nice breezes filled in here. And so we're charging right along towards our destination, mostly. See from that pink line. Can't quite go straight there, but that's sailing. It's a little cool, especially without the Dodger panels. But what the heck? I got my jacket on. Feeling good. Well, as you can hear, the engine's on again, but this time it was because I'm coming into Dutch Harbor, and so I had to spend a little time getting the sails furled and the main down before I got into the harbor. So now I'm just motoring in to find a nice little spot to anchor and make some dinner. I think I mentioned that before. Apparently I'm hungry. I'll check in again at anchor. Well, I'm at anchor in Dutch Harbor. I put the anchor just kind of right on a preservation, on a safe side of a preservation zone line. I'm trying to stay away from other moorings here, but there's nobody around, so should be fine here for the night. I'm gonna clean up some sails and get ready for some dinner. Well, it's kind of golden hour. My food's cooked, but I thought I should get a shot of this. This is something else. Gorgeous. Jamestown Bridge over there. Dutch Harbor. Well, it's a foggy Saturday morning. At anchor at Dutch Harbor, and the plan is to sail the 30 or so miles to Chocomat Cove on Fisher's Island, on the north side of Fisher's Island. So wind looks like it's going to be light this morning, and then pick up to 10 to 15 this afternoon, which should give us a good sail to the Fisher's Island. There's a couple of tricky waters to navigate on the way in there, and then of course with the fog, I'll be monitoring things on the radar. Can't count on AIS with all these fishermen around. So yeah, be getting underway soon after I have a little bit more coffee. Okay, it's a little bit after 7 a.m. and I'm gonna weigh anchor and we're gonna get underway out to Fisher's Island. Fog has cleared a little bit, and we'll keep things monitored on AIS and radar. But, off to the Atlantic Ocean for a little bit. So we'll be motoring into a nice fog bank here. Sailing on a starboard tack. Wind's generally from the south, so I'm gonna take a hitch to port here for a little bit, and then go to starboard. We go west towards Fisher's Island. Still pretty foggy, but I'm getting, looks like 8 or 9 knots of wind and 4.5 knots over the ground. Good enough for now. by him. Woo. Well, I've been gone for about 5 hours now. It's about noon and the wind died. The fog went away, so see the beaches of, I guess that's still Rhode Island, maybe it's Connecticut. So we're motoring under Maine, and wind's forecasted to increase again a little bit later, so I will be ready then to put the head sails out again and sail. But for now, we're gonna get there with the motor for a little while. The Watch Hill Reef looks nasty. The Watch Hill Light. End of Fisher's Island here, coming through the Watch Hill Passage. Kind of I guess a tricky little passage. Not too bad, but you could get into trouble if you weren't paying attention. Well, as forecasted, the wind did pick up again. 13 knots. So yeah, we're sailing again, which is awfully nice. We're pretty close to the destination. About 3 miles of sailing. I'll have to beat a little bit, tack a couple times, but then we'll get into the harbor. So that's turned out to be a lovely afternoon. I had to motor for about I guess an hour and a half, and then this happened, so always good. Well, I made it to anchor here at Chocomont Cove on Fisher's Island. This is actually my cousin's beach. It's right behind me. They're not here, but this just seemed like a good place to come, and I'll be back when they are here, and that'll be kind of fun. So there's a ton of boat traffic around this afternoon. It's pretty breezy. We're seeing, gusts well over 15 into the, close to 20. So CC's riding nicely at anchor. I have a double bridle out to absorb some of the shock of pulling the chain on the bowsprit. So I'm going to now do a little work on the autopilot. I think she was feeling a little squishy. So something that the former owner, Jeff, mentioned to me was that when she's working hard, sometimes the autopilot will squirt a little bit of hydraulic fluid. So I'm going to crawl into the lazarette, which is down behind me through that, and I'm going to check it out. I have a little bit of extra fluid on board. If this becomes a growing problem, I guess I'll just have to figure out how to rebuild it. So, all right, that's it for now. Well, this ends up being sort of a bad news, good news, bad news, good news kind of story. So good news, I don't have to go down through there and lie across the batteries to get to them, because I can go down into my quarter berth and get to it from within here. So, good news, it was low on hydraulic fluid. There's the unit right there. That's my headlamp. So it's this right here. So I was able to access it pretty easily. But as you can see from like the pad down there, there's quite a bit of fluids leaked out of this over, I don't know how long. So Good news, I have easy access to it. Good news, I had hydraulic fluid. Bad news, I think it needs some work. So I guess I'll have to do that at some point. All right, so let's go over that again because I'm not sure I covered it correctly. So good news, don't have to go through the lazarette. Bad news, leaking. Good news, I had transmission fluid or hydraulic fluid. Bad news, probably it's going to leak some more. So I left it mostly accessible so I can check tomorrow while I'm coming home and watch the unit. And I also ended up putting some new oil absorbent pads underneath there to see if I can see where it's leaking from. So yeah, well, on to the next project. Well, I might have made a poor choice of where I put myself tonight. It's fine now. I'm from the southwest, a little far out, and the wind's going to switch to the west, which might make it a little bumpy. Oh well. What are you going to do? I'm a little bit too lazy to move right now. I have 100 feet of road out. And I don't know, I'll be fine. I'm going to get up early and get a move on in the morning anyway. So, we'll see how it goes. I might regret it. I sure do get treated to some pretty nice sunsets, though. I was here a few years ago and had a marvelous one. So we're getting another good one tonight. Well, I had a nice night's sleep. As you can see from behind me, there's not much going on wind-wise. It's about 6:30. I probably have about a half an hour's left things to do before I can depart. I do have the spinnaker rigged, and if this light air continues, it'll be a good choice for today. It's winds out of the west, forecasted until about lunchtime, and then switching to the southwest, which kind of works for me. I'm going west. I'm not a huge fan of a dead run, but we'll make it work. I may just go spinnaker only, because the main just might actually cause me more trouble at that point. So we'll see. May just put it up and wing it out if that's an option too. So I guess we'll get rolling here soon, and hopefully make it back in time for a cocktail with a couple of friends and dinner with my parents. We'll see. It's about 40 miles. Well, I'm underway. It's about 7 o'clock, and I made myself a nice shady spot here for a while. No main, just the chute, and she's flying pretty. With no main and just the chute, I'm getting, well, about 5 knots. That's not terrible. So 11 knots of wind this morning. This is sort of that morning wind, the sunrise wind that we get, and then it'll die later. That is my prediction. Well, and I'm on a dead run, as you can see. So no main. This works great. As predicted, the wind died, so we're under engine here. Just coming out past Watch Hill, which is just a beautiful sight. I'll flip the camera around in a second and get some footage of that. Watch Hill silhouetted against the clear sky. There's really no wind to speak of. I'm kind of rolling around here. I thought I'd show everybody how I raised some Maine. Saw Susie. She's heavy Maine, so I bought this wheat tray, which is that we have things a little bit better under control here, ropes are coiled. The reason I put up the main is because we have a broadside swell, and we were just kind of flopping all over the place, as you could see from the way the boom was as I was putting up the main. So this actually calms down that rolling very well, makes for a much more comfortable ride. Also, given a southwest building wind, it'll give us a little kick towards our destination. So just wanted to explain kind of why I wanted the main up when I said there was no wind, but as you can see, my ride is a lot more comfortable now. Well, I don't want to jinx myself, but I've been watching the wind steadily increase, and so I had been sort of motoring and flying the chute and the main at the same time for a while. And I don't know, we're getting decent speed, so I thought, why not? Let's sail for a while. I'm not going to worry about my return time. I'm just going to get there when I get there and enjoy myself as we go. But it is starting to fill in. We're getting about 12 to 15 now, which is what they're forecasting. It's also forecasted to go around to the southwest, which will be a nice angle for the direction I'm heading now. Puts me on a run again, heading up Narragansett Bay, but whatever. It is what it is, as they say. Here's a little example of why I like to have a sail up. This guy's been following me for a while, and every once in a while I see him kind of rocking way over. Of course, he's not going to do it now because I'm filming him, but it seems like, yeah. Anyway, it's a lot more stable when you have a sail up now. Don't know, maybe he's not able to put a sail up, something like that. So no judgment, just wanted to point out why I do it. I should also say we've been zipping right along here. We're getting 6+ knots in, I don't know, 13 to 15, sometimes a little bit less. And I should also say that my onboard crew member who drives my boat, the autopilot, is working much better now that I put some oil in her. So I guess I'm going to keep my eye on it. I did check it. There were no leaks that I could see. Maybe a drip on the new pad, but I might have done that filling it. So when I get in this evening, I'm going to check her out again, and hopefully it's not a major catastrophe. They are about $800 I saw online, so I'm not really psyched to have to buy a new linear drive hydraulic unit. Romping it along at about 5.5, 6 knots. Really nice. There's a ton of boat traffic coming into Newport here. This is Fort Adams over there. It's some kind of really big boat. I think it's some kind of racing boat. A ton of people on board. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So I'm going to stop videoing and keep going. Oh, by the way, I'm sailing wing and wing, dead dead run downwind. Well, we are veritably flying up the bay, making 6.5 through the water, over 7 usually over the ground with the current. Finally, the tide's with us. Again, wing and wing, with wind speeds up now 20 or so. I permanently furled away the Jenniker, the spinnaker that I've been flying. I had a 20 knot gust in it, with it up on my way through Newport, and that gets your attention. So anyway, I put her away, and we'll proceed with just the Genoa. I'm gonna have to jibe the main over one last time as we go, turn to go under the New Hope Bridge over there. Mount Hope Bridge, sorry. Mount Hope Bridge people. And I don't know. Looks like I'm about, I don't know, an hour or two from being done. What time is it? Yeah, an hour, a little hour and a half. So, it's been a great sail so far. Really, really nice conditions, and a beautiful day. So, yeah, loving it. Well, I'm almost back to Borden Light Marina. It's been a heck of a day. Really nice. So I just put away the Genoa. I've yet to do the main. I figure I'll sail all the way down there. I mean, we're still getting over 6 knots over the ground, so you know, why not use the air? So really fantastic trip. I'll make one more comment with the stats. So really enjoying it. Well, I'm safely tied up at my dock. It was just a little over 9 hours, 52.3 miles sailed. So part of that obviously was motoring. So I don't know, it was a fantastic day. Had a blast. Got to try out all kinds of things. Used my spinnaker. Had winds over 20, winds under 5. So basically the full gamut. It was a terrific day, and can't wait for my next adventure.